So hello and welcome to a new repair odyssey. Today, like one of my subscribers said, which I also watch, has suggested to make a video about a walkthrough through the office, and I thought to myself, okay, that's a good idea. Why not do this? Some people recommended that. Well, obviously only one, but doesn't matter. So let's make a walkthrough. We're gonna start at the beginning. This is my office door, and this is the entrance when you come in. Here we have a glass vitrine. Sometimes I put some used stuff like phones or laptops if I have one. Right now I don't have any one, so not much in there, just a few cables and glass, tempered glass and screen protectors and stuff. We have a nice old Mac on top for people who are interested how it looks from the inside. And yeah, here we have my toilet, nothing special in there. So okay, well, you come in here, that's the point of sale. Let's go behind. So here I have my computer where I make all my bills and stuff, and yeah, I'm using HelloCash because it works in Austria. We have restrictions, so our software point of sale has to communicate with their government, and yeah, so yeah, here we have a printer, printing bills, a scanner, HP, I don't use very often, but if I need something very nice, that's the HP ScanJet G4050, a bit old but gold. Well, that's just the Epson XP322, nothing special. My Dymo, which suggestion of Louis Rossmann, we won't get a new one. This one does the job. I don't know how long it would work, but it works. Here I have my labels, which I stick on the customers' devices to not mix anything up. I'm interested in that. That's the size of them. Yeah, what else do we got here? Well, a lot of stuff here. Nothing special. That's a basket which we're gonna destroy because there's personal data. Here we have our boxes. All the new repairs come here on the top, and then they go down, and when they're finished, then they're gonna stay here or here. Here we have a lot of no pickup stuff, which we're gonna throw into the bin or recycle them after 6 months. If I don't get a reaction, normally I call or write the customer 3 times, and then he gets a message that everything is gonna be deleted or destroyed. So that's the back side of the office. Here I have my print paper, which is empty. Not much in there. This just is new, so it hasn't been long here. I did always move stuff around to get it really nice and good for me to work with. Yeah. Here we have a lot of screen protectors, all different kinds of models, all of the iPhone models, which we have a lot of screen repairs. I have almost all in stock. A little bit of Android, like Huawei P30 and stuff, which come often, or Samsung Galaxy A series. Yeah, that's an old TV, which I'm using for putting on. It's not working now, but I used to put some stuff and information, opening hours and stuff. This is for the finished and repaired smartphones. Yeah, that's my own plant in the building. Always gets water and looks quite happy. Gloves, chocolate, Christmas presents. Sometimes after work we're gonna drink a beer. Yeah, so let's move over to the back side. We have some windows here, so we have a lot of light. This one is closed right now. This always stays a bit open because our flower needs some sunlight. This is intended to be a table for desktop PCs. It's a bit messy right now, but yeah. Some empty boxes. Here I have a lot of screens with iPhone mostly, which still works. I have to sort them out and test them. And I'm gonna let them refurb, so I get a little bit of a money back if you have a screen which is not too much damaged. That's too much. Then you can, if the LCD or OLED is okay, I have a company in Germany which I let them refurb, so I get a little bit of a money back. This is our small kitchen, well, kind of kitchen, a fridge, which you can sometimes put food in there, and drinks, beer, juice, coffee machine. I don't drink a lot of coffee in the office, but sometimes, or if a customer or a friend comes by, then I can offer him a coffee. Another present, red wine from Burgenland. Looks pretty good. Haven't tested it. So here we have another big parts storage. Down here I have my battery testing tools, which I do not use often, but sometimes it's very handy. Some of you may know the NLBA professional laptop battery analyzer, which has a great software, which you can test the batteries and see if they're still good. We have controller parts, mostly PlayStation, a little bit of Xbox controllers, old laptops which won't get fixed anymore, just for parts, screens and components. Another box here. I regularly sort them out because, you know, if you start to collect stuff it gets so much. And here we have a box for GPUs. Here is another box where I have all the screens, which has still a lot of components, which I'm gonna keep them, like cameras, flex cables, connectors, speakers. So gotta sort that out before it comes in the bin. More boxes and parts, phone parts. Here we have motherboards or keyboards for laptops. Here we have fans for laptops, which are still good. Some old think centers, which when I have time, I'm gonna refurbish them and fix them, test them, and then if somebody wants or needs them, then yeah. Here we have some iPad screens, nothing special. A lot of stuff here, power supplies, boxes for packaging, and yeah. So, what we have here? Here we have my iPhone parts. I have a lot of in stock because they always are going to repair it. I don't have a lot of parts stock because, well, you know, you also have to sell them. It doesn't help if you buy and don't sell the parts. Here we have iPhone batteries, almost every model until iPhone 12, I think, Pro. Yeah, we have drills and some stuff, and here I have my power supply. It's a lot of different kinds of models, some MacBook power supplies. Yeah, that's so far it. Then let's head over to that's my data recovery bench here. which I use some software to recover data, like RStudio. I use commonly Asus partition recovery, also works good, not so expensive. Yeah, this one is open because we plug or unplug always hard drives. These are dead, gotta sort them out. This is an old Mac 1.1. I did upgrade it to 1.2. You can get the firmware to make it look like or think it's a Mac Pro 1.2. I think there's High Sierra on it. Sometimes it's very handy to have a Mac operating system, and yeah, it does a good job. Was a strong machine, still going strong today after over 10 years. Here we have a monitor. Sometimes I repair computers here, desktop PCs, and I have a monitor, power supply, LAN cable for internet, for making updates. Then let's move up. Here I have Huawei screens for data recovery. Here we have a lot of Samsung screens for data recovery, which are all working. A lot of people come in and want their data, but you have to get the device and touch functionality working to get the data off. If you don't want to repair it anymore, yeah. A lot of cables, adapters here, some plastic bags. Here I have a box of iPhone screens, a lot of screens here, some book holding stuff, like bills and stuff, a small storage of working drives, also for data recovery, some phones which don't belong here. These are for borrowing the customer. If the customer needs a phone, he can have one until he gets his device repaired. Yeah. So what else do we have here? Yeah, well, stuff you need, of course. Then we have Android batteries for some models which are common. Then nothing. Here I have some Android screens which are commonly used, like A51, A52, A32 and stuff. Back glasses, different kind of models. So the other one is the chip box. Here I have a lot of chips components. FlexGate, we also do FlexGate for MacBooks, not very often, I don't know why, but we do them. Some chips, power management chips, Samsung phones, a lot of different components like condensators and capacitors and stuff. And another big drawer with we have Huawei parts, Samsung parts, and also some controller parts. That is all iPhone parts, charging ports, flex cables, FPC connectors, things you use. Here we have used parts for iPhone. Here we have a lot of connectors. We also have a lot of connectors for consoles, the HDMI connectors, charging ports, USB-C and micro USB. Here a big batch, which I bought, all different kinds of forms for different models. 5-pin, 7-pin, 12-pin, or is it 11-pin? Do not remember. Some buttons, also handy for laptops. Sometimes the buttons break. Different kind of forms. Yeah. So what else do we got here? Another drawer with stuff. JTAG. Didn't use that very often because everything is encrypted. NANDs and EMCs. Some lenses, stuff for my microscope. my old camera lens for my recording my bench. This one has a break, can't focus anymore. I did open it up, but I couldn't figure it out where the problem is, but it was crappy anyway. The autofocus was very, very slow, so I do not recommend this. That's the SEL 1855. I have a new one which works very great. I also bought it used. Yeah, let's go to our main working bench, which looks like this. Parts box, power supply. Just going fast, quick over recording setup. My true twins of good LED lights. They also have a magnifying glass on top, but don't really use that. My beloved GBC soldering iron. That's the, I always forget the number, CDE2SE. Micro soldering. Very nice. Very good station. I really love it. Does a good job. Yeah. Logitech Brio for face recording. Cables, chargers, battery chargers, testers, all the adapters for, well, multimeters, USB-C, mostly for MacBooks, and the new laptops. ICC Pro, good tool, tells you what's wrong with your iPad or iPhone. Yeah, a lot of cables, adapters, power supply for phones, iPhone and Android phones. Heating pad, I use this heating pad for tablets, iPads, get the screen off. This is my very often use it. You can separate screens, but I only use it to get the back glass off or the front screen from phones. So disassembling and making it hot to get the back side off easily. Yeah, Hotairstation, quick. A lot of you may know this. The 8610-861DW. Also a very nice tool, works very great. You have some tapes, adhesive, epoxy glue, no disc for putting on epoxy glue and mixing it. Here I have my magnet stuff where I can throw the screws in, which I can sort out, and every box or repair I can put it on top and keep them in place. You can also sort them. It's a magnetic pad in there, so screws stays where they should be. Okay, let's put that aside. Here we have a lot of stuff for soldering. Let me have a seat. My microscope camera, which is not so old. It's an Italian brand, Optika. Very nice. You have click and stop. 6.7 to 4.5. Works very great, very good. I didn't recommend or regret buying it. It costs almost €1,000, but it does a really good job if you compare it to a standard microscope. And the visual and the 3D effect of that microscope is very, very good. Yeah. The boom stand arm. This, so you can push that back, get it out of the way. Everything is cleaned up. We have some wires and soldering wires, cleaning stuff, alcohol, of course. My Rode microphone, also good. PeakTech power supply, 6226. Does what it should. Goes up to 10 amps. 30 volts, more than enough for repairing laptops and other stuff. Yeah, my cutting mat, work mat, my heating mat, nothing special. Screwdrivers, different kinds of Wera, very good brand. They're really good screwdrivers and they're very good to hold, and yeah, quite easy to open and close screws. A lot of tweezers, very thin, very thick, ceramic tweezers, cutting knife, and something for scraping underfill, also from QianLi, making good tools. Let's go over here. This is the new one, which is a little bit higher quality. We have also something to make the blades a little bit, to get the corner not so sharp like they are. You don't see how big it is until you're under the microscope, so if they're new you should give them a little bit with sandpaper. So that's a set which I can really recommend. Does a lot of job with chip level repair and getting chips off, and yeah, very good tool. Then we have here a soldering wick, of course different sizes, 1.5, 1, 2 millimeters. Clamps, also from QianLi, very nice. I really like them a lot. They're doing a good job. You have some soft rubber between, and yeah, works very good. So what else do we get? Here we have some warranty stickers. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I forget them, but don't tell anyone. Yeah, so that's my main computer, which I use for recording and stuff, and yeah, software, board views, flex board view. We also have flex board view here. Yes, we use flex board view. And here we have our setup from OBS Studio. You can see recording videos. Now I'm recording from iPhone, which does a good job. So I'm recording with 1080p, 60 frames. Speakers, well, brushes, all of those small tools which nobody really talks a lot. This brush is for cleaning, also clearing microphones from iPhones. A steel brush, it also works good for cleaning. It's very thin and yeah, does a good job. What's that? Also QianLi. Good. Some cutting tools, nothing special. Yeah, all the stuff that you need. Here we have a flux, some tools. This one is, I really like that, to use it for opening iPad screens. Works very good. Also this one for back glass of phones or plastic back glass. You heat them up, put a little bit of alcohol, and then start to dig in. After that I go further with the plastic card so I don't scratch the painting on the back glass, which you should be careful. Well, some brushes, cleaning boards, flux, cotton buds. Yeah, another set. This I use mostly for MacBooks. Also very handy. It's almost very similar like the iFixit set. It's called JVMAC. Also very nice. Works good. You have a lot of
almost everything you need here, from tree wing to, yeah. Very handy. A lot of needed. Here we have our programmer, which we use to copy the ID from iPhone screens or also iPhone batteries. Let's just keep that here. Show you that. So we have a lot of different adapters. The CGC ID, you can put an iPhone battery, so you can use it without cable. You can also charge it. Just connect the battery or a screen, read, copy, write. Here we have battery adapters. That's the new one. That's for the iPhone 12, 12 Pro, iPhone 13 also shall work. Yeah. And here we have, what's that? That's the home button. This one I really didn't use because nobody wants to pay for a home button repair, so it's kind of obsolete. Yeah. Here we have some batteries, known good batteries, which are gonna get charged and tested for phones sometimes. My box of operating systems, USBs, stuff, and yeah. Here we have a DFU tool. Can easily connect that to the phones, iPhones, and get it, or iPads to get it in DFU mode without hustling around with buttons and stuff. Yeah, rubbish, electronic rubbish. That's another Mac from a friend. It's a power Mac. Yeah, it's just standing there. That's my main PC, which has a Lenovo case, but it's quite dark. But the interior is a bit different than it was. Not much is original here. Let's open that up. Yeah, that's what it looks from the inside. I have an MSI, I think it's 750, I'm not sure. It does the job, it's okay. We have an AMD CPU, I think it's a Ryzen 5, and yeah, does what it should, nothing special. And yeah, what else do we got? Here I got my mobile friend, which a lot of stuff I didn't use, cleaning tools, alcohol, clips for holding the back glass on or phone screens, and here we have some board holders, a lot of different kinds of. As you may see the unboxing video which I uploaded shortly, we have a new one, and this, I think that's a really good tool. Much better than a single one like this, because if the problem is with these always, you just have these two, and if you heat it up, always something gets loose. So you have a kind of quick opening, closing, and yeah, you can also move them around, turn them a little bit. So I already used this 2 or 3 times, and it does a very good job. I think this is gonna beat this and that easily. Yeah, let's put that back. Don't want to make a mess here. Yeah, here we have a lot of stuff like chopper for protecting other stuff on the board. Some chopper plates, very handy. UV light, curing light, solder balls, different kinds, 0.25 to I don't know what, 0.65. Yeah. Everybody needs solder balls. Sometimes you make them on your own. And we also have a lot of stencils here. iPhone stencils, different kinds of everything. Package, also bigger ones, so they're kind of universal stencils. Yeah, different sizes, and yeah. So, alcohol free spray. If you have a tiny short, free spray is gonna be your friend. And yeah, that's it. So, what else do we have? I think that's pretty much it. Maybe the recording gear which I use. Well, I have this docking station here because this cable is very short for my Rode microscope microphone. Our scope with the Copage. I don't know if I spelled that right. 21 megapixel. Can record 1080p 60 fps or 2K only 30 fps. So good with 1060. It's okay. It cost about $100, I think, and it does a really good job. There are better ones out there, but for the price which that does, it's a good choice. Our Sony Alpha here, which is recording my bench. It's an Alpha 6500 with the lens. What is Optika steady shot? Let's see if I can get that off. That's a very good zoom, so that's the new one, which I showed you before the other one break, but it was very slow anyway. And this has a really good zoom. It's quiet, it focuses very quick, and yeah, I bought it used. It does a very good job. I really can recommend this lens. It's quite tiny. It has an E-mount, zoom, it is 60 to 50 is the zoom. The model is SZO-T 1650. Well, it does a very, very good job. I really like this zoom lens. The Sony Alpha also does a good job with recording. Always a nice crispy screen or picture, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So nothing else to show. So I think I'm gonna make another video with all the software I'm gonna use here, like OBS recording and schematic tools and other stuff which I use for, yeah, you know, just the software side of things. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and support me. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you have anything to say, just leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit that evil subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.